Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and look what I got. Plastic bags with honest-to-goodness metal miniatures in them, courtesy of Paymaster Games and their latest Kickstarter. So I went ahead and this latest round they had a impulse purchase, which probably isn't the best thing for me. But no, honestly, they had a nice little set of selected nobles from across all of their various ranges. And if you haven't had a chance to check out Paymaster's stuff, and obviously we have a link down below for you to take a look at, they kind of specialize in both historical and with a little hint of mythological of very traditional ancients, for lack of a better term, of a lot of underrepresented cultures and groups of military type units from all across the world. So if you're ever in the mood for something a little bit different and out of your usual realm of painting comfort, I would absolutely recommend taking a look at some of their stuff. So today, what do we have here? We have 4 nobles. I know we've got a Mayan Serpent General, and I'm assuming, based on what I see in this baggie, that is what's in here. So take a look. Nice, detailed base. I remember when they were showing this one off online. So for those of you who really like painting more diorama display type figures, I think this is going to be a really cool choice. And moment of full disclosure, I have absolutely no idea how to paint a good looking Mayan unit. So this is going to be a fun challenge for me. That is a totally metal base. Oh, silly spear. This is always my worry with metal models, well, and with resin too. Sometimes their weapons are just so bent beyond help. I've had a couple issues like with Arena Rex, ancient Greco-Roman style models. And that's why I don't want to even mess with like building Macedonians or something like that. It's just going to be a fun, horrible nightmare. Nice detailed spear. Almost as nice as the mess on my fingers with the Agrax Earthshade that never wants to go away. It is in constant usage. Well, I guess this is the serpent that our Serpent General is named after. We will have to figure out how that all goes together. Oh, maybe the fact that there is a hand holding that head. It's going to go like that. Okay, I wish there was a little contact point, but we'll have to just kind of scruff up the surface at least. That is a cool headdress. I mean, yeah, it's not my usual Aztec, but that's okay. And then I imagine he has this big fancy tail holding on. It would probably help if I had it on camera, right? Obviously, we will put everything together and show you what the finished models look like, so never fear. Something totally new to me. I haven't built any of the Hawaiians that Paymaster Games makes, so I went ahead and got a Hawaiian Noble as well. Fun little base. Tiki on there. Assorted body parts. A nice trident, bident. Need a little bit of cleaning and straightening out, but that's alright. Let's take a look at our nobleman himself. That's going to be a fun cape to paint. All the reds and yellows that the Hawaiian royalty tended to use. Now, getting the right skin tone is going to be the challenge, but we'll wait on doing a painted video to show everybody off. And now we have another of the quite extensive range of Pacific Northwestern models that Paymaster makes. This is a Nootka chief or shaman. Painting that jacket's going to be fun. The Nootka and just a lot of the Pacific Northwestern tribes and native peoples have really cool looking clothing, I think. So if you want to paint something exciting and different, I think these are really fun to paint. I think I've shown off a few of the ones I've painted, some of the clubmen and stuff. Now, I'll be honest, this figure right here is the one I was most looking forward to, and that is the Kiribati And these are based on a small island nation out in the Pacific, and they've just got, look at this armor he's got going on. This is a actual historical figure, and so I guess I wanted to say it was coral, but I don't know if that's 100% right. Or shark's teeth or something. But they've got this like full-on body armor going on. And I know when the Kickstarter was actually going, I was doing a bunch of research into these guys, and I thought they sounded really cool. They put out a whole entire army of these. I mean, for a very small, narrow-focused army. I thought that was really cool. Definitely something different. So, let me get all of our friends here put together. We'll see if I can dig out some of the other Paymaster models and maybe some comparable stuff laying around on my shelves, and hopefully you'll enjoy the view. Sit tight. So we got our noblemen all based, or at least as much as they needed to, and had some of that little extra flash trimmed up, and we fought with our Mayan General. I guess we'll start with him since he was the biggest hassle. I don't know, this guy did not want to cooperate with me. Maybe it's just me. I did not do the best job of putting him together, and I have a funny feeling that his spear is actually supposed to go on the outside of this feathered headdress, because there's a nice little notch right there. I could be totally wrong, and it was just cast that way, but yeah, I had a tough time, mostly due to the size of his hands and the contact point. That's just a big pet peeve of mine, I'll be honest, when I have a really tiny contact point, and for whatever reason my glue maybe was drying out, and it wasn't being very cooperative, and things just kept popping off. I feel like the pieces themselves are a little too tiny for me to want to try to jam in a pin to keep things stable. I do see that Paymaster had actually shown off some CO-cast prototypes. I'm curious to see if that might be in less parts. I worry about the thickness and durability of stuff like the spear hand and just the spear itself, as well as the tininess of the hand holding the severed head. And trying to get everything lined up. I didn't do the best job, and I haven't shown you that other angle because I didn't really connect everything nicely underneath his head. I'm going to have to put a little bit of putty in there just to kind of smush things and smooth things over so it doesn't look as awkward. But I mean, I think once it's primed up and ready to go, I think it's going to look really cool. It is a nice looking decorative dioramic type model. So if you want something different, and I think especially for those of you who really enjoy lots of colorful painting on your models, I think this is going to be a great model to showcase that with. Still think this guy's the coolest of the bunch. The Kiribati, I believe that's the name of the island. Somebody was talking about going there the other day at work. I was like, I know where that is, and nobody else did. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, useless geographical info. Of course, I don't know if that's the base that was included with him, but yeah, let's get some blue tack on there for him. Hopefully he's a little bit more stable now. Obviously we'll fill in the base. I'm not even sure if that was the base that was included. I just grabbed whatever was handy. Might have been a Bushido base, but those are pretty generic as well. I still love that armor. I think it's going to be fun. Hopefully I can actually make a difference with the variants of the types of armor and stuff that he's wearing so it doesn't look like it all blends together. Surprisingly, my favorite of the pack that I got was this Hawaiian Nobleman, Hawaiian King looking dude. Gonna be using a lot of yellows and reds, I think. I spent a good chunk of time going back and forth to Hawaii throughout the years, checking out various historical sites. I think this is gonna be a fun one. You get a nice little decorative base there. And finally, again, our Pacific Northwest Shaman. The moment a little unexciting, but we'll get that easily fixed up, I'm sure. Found my Aztec General, Nobleman, what have you. Hang around with them. Helps when everybody's actually on camera, doesn't it? And actually found one of my older Pacific Northwest models. I think this is just one of the heroes. Actually, I know there was another I had laying around here somewhere. Now I can't find it, of course. So even though there's some age difference in terms of when these models were sculpted, some of them are a little bit older than the others, overall, for such a varied lineup, I think everybody looks nice and pretty much in line with each other, so that's always good to see. Now, obviously, if you're going to want to mix them up with other models, I keep thinking, I'm going to have to check out some of the Hawaiian troops, but I keep wondering if, like, the Aztec bodies of Wargames Atlantic might actually make some nice conversion possibilities. These guys are a little bit more true scale, but I don't know. Obviously, my Aztec dude's base is a little bit larger, but I'm sure he'd work great with the actual Aztec heroes and gods and goddesses that Paymaster has put out. But I'm just thinking in terms of, because every time I've wanted to order some of the Hawaiians, it seems like they're out of stock. So that's just one thing I've been mulling over in my head. For Pacific Northwest troops, not sure. I know I have some of the armored dudes that they made, and I was looking for them actually, and I don't know where I put them yet. But again, that's one of the really neat things, and one of the things that I most enjoy about whenever I've got Paymaster stuff on this channel is just the rabbit hole of knowledge that I get to go diving into whenever I start trying to tackle both talking about this stuff on camera and just learning about it in general, and going back and when I eventually paint this stuff, wanting to paint it historically accurate, wanting to give it recognition and respect that it deserves. So I always think that is really cool because having that representation means a lot, and it's always cool when people that are familiar with this stuff point it out to me and like, oh, I know, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, yes. It's always a cool feeling. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Paymaster stuff, by all means, I wholeheartedly recommend you do. It's nice to see that they're still chugging along, putting out cool quality stuff, and hopefully we will have even more from them on this channel in the future. So check out that link below, and obviously check out this channel too. So with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye.